In the league this offseason, and Matthew Stafford is one of them. Cowboys insider Todd Archer suggests Dallas should make a trade offer for the Lions QB, who has already agreed to move on from the team. Former Cowboys cornerback Orlando Scandrick is joining us now. Orlando, in your opinion, should the Cowboys have any interest in Matthew Stafford?
Absolutely, emphatically no. It's a hard no. It's a little bit of a case of cutting off your nose to spite your face for me. Saving money. But what are we saving money exactly for? Just pay the man. Pay Dak Prescott his money that he deserves. He's earned it.
I think that you do your homework. Skip, I just want someone to tell me the infatuation with Matthew Stafford.
Really?
He's been in the league. Skip, yeah, he has these numbers. And our good friend Detroit, Rob Parker, named him Matthew Papper. Because if you look at
something about Stat Pat.
Yeah, Stat Papper. Because he patted, you look at his numbers like he's the quickest to 30, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50, or I think he got 40,000 yards. But what does he have to show for it? 3 playoff appearances in, a decade, with 0 playoff wins. Dak has been to 2 playoffs half the amount of time and got a playoff win. And don't pretend like, man, he really had nobody. He had I think 2 1,000-yard rushes in Joyce Bell and Reggie Bush. He had Megatron for 8-9 years. He had the singing cowboy, Roy Williams. Golden Tate. So don't make it seem like Matthew Stafford hadn't had any offensive weapons, Skip, now. So I don't get it. I get it. You know, the arm talent, and he can throw from different platforms. He still can throw the ball 65, 70 yards, Skip. But I agree with O on this one. He has 2 years left on his deal. That's very
low money.
But you know what he's gonna want.
What is it, 20 and 23?
Yeah. Because they gave the bulk of the money over the first 3 years. I think they gave him like $90 million over the first 3 years.
Yep.
So for me, Skip, they're gonna have. If you think you're gonna trade for him and he's gonna play those 2 years at that number, you're crazy. But I would not. I believe Dak should be compensated for what he's done. But hey, Cowboys, do your homework, and whatever you decide, I'll support.
All right. Before I go, back to you, Mr. Scandrick. I assume you've played against Matt Stafford.
I have in the playoff game.
In the playoff game.
I think he's getting older. I think, you know, Dak's in the prime of his career. Dak is the model citizen. He's the perfect face of your franchise. He has embodied and embraced everything that you talk about being in the Dallas Cowboy, and I think you just reward him. I think there's been several players that have been paid before him, and Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and it's just Dak's time. You know, I feel he should be paid.
Okay,
do you have that you've asked him to.
How much respect do you have for Matt Stafford's arm?
I have a lot of respect for Matt Stafford's arm, but these last few years he's been banged up and hasn't played 16 games.
I agree.
This is the first time Dak's missed a game.
Okay. Here's my lone issue with Dak Prescott. I am the biggest fan, but it feels like he and Jerry have clashed so hard that they've gone over the edge past the point of no return. I just have this sinking feeling they're never going to quite get on the same page because, remember the Yahoo report that we talked again and again about, not this past year, but the year before, after the first 3 games, Dak was just on fire, you said, against garbage opponents, but it was, remember, the Giants in Washington and Miami. They were no good that year. But remember, Jerry said publicly after the opening game, we are imminent. Jerry wouldn't say a deal was imminent unless they had agreed on the money. It was just crossing a few T's and dotting a few I's, and all of a sudden, the new agent, Todd France, said, April Fool's, Jerry, we want more money. I don't know exactly how much they demanded. I'm pretty sure it was in the low 40s because they knew that Mahomes was going to get mid-40s, if not more, and that Deshaun was going to get up into the 40s. And they wanted at least in those ballparks. So have they... So has that ship sailed? It may be, because once you cross Jerry Jones, I don't care who you are or how valuable you might be as the face of the franchise. Sometimes it's just you can't get it back on the same page.
Right.
So they franchised him once. If they franchise him again for next year, it's over. He will be going because they're not going to pay him $53 million the next year, right? He will become a free agent. Okay, here's my only thought about Matt Stafford. I agree with all the points you made, the negative points. Here are the positive points. He grew up in a neighborhood called Highland Park. It's affluent. It's right there by SMU, just right in the middle of Dallas, Texas. I'm sure Orlando knows it well.
Yeah,
I know it very well.
Frisco.
He grew up with Clayton Kershaw. They played baseball and football together, and he was a star quarterback for a school that has the richest tradition of football in the state of Texas. It's a mostly white school, but they have been like a white juggernaut for years and years. And I'm sure he's got a soft spot in his heart for wouldn't he like to go home and finish at home? Would he give them some quote-unquote hometown discount? Maybe. Okay, now I just throw at you real quick. Earlier this year on his weekly TV radio gig that he does, Aaron Rodgers, he raved about Matt Stafford out of the blue. He brought him up unannounced because they were talking about no-look passes. And he said, hey, the guy the dude, he said, who doesn't get enough credit is that number 9 in Detroit. He throws it in ways that people don't talk about enough. He'll throw it any way from any arm angle, no-look, underarm, sidearm, whatever he's going to do, he throws those passes. And then just the other day, Bruce Arians raved about Matt Stafford. I couldn't believe it. Bruce Arians said he's one of the few, first he said he's one of my all-time favorite guys, tough as nails, and that team knows it. He's one of the few quarterbacks I go out early to watch warm up, just to watch him throw the football, because he said he's been one of the top 4 or 5 guys, and he's talking about throwing the football since he walked in the door in this league. Okay, well, don't underestimate his ability to throw it. To me, he's a better passer than Dak. Is he a better leader, a better winner? Well, to your point, no.
Right.
But can he spin the football?
Oh, he can spin. He can spin the football, and he throws a lot of wins away too, doesn't he? Oh,
absolutely. But turns the ball over a lot. But let's just don't even overthink this thing. Dak Prescott in his mid-20s, Matthew Stafford going into his mid-30s.
Well, he's 33.
And
yeah.
I sat in the office with Stephen Jones before, and he told me, when we talked about a contract, he said, we're not going to cut any corners. We know it's no cutting no corners and saving no money. We're going to use all the money that we have, to build the best team that we can to compete for a Super Bowl. I think this will be cutting a corner. I think you taking him, this will be cutting a serious corner, and this will set your franchise back for a long time.
And
go ahead. You didn't give Zeke Elliott $100 million or $90 million to cut corners. You didn't give Amari Cooper $100 million to cut corners. You just need to get the deal done, pay this man. And the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have never lost a player that they want to keep, ever.
Skip, the reason why Brady can play late into his career is that, with the exception of 2008, Brady never missed any time. Nope. He had no ticky-tack injuries. If you have ticky-tack injuries in your early 30s, how much? It's only a matter of time. You can't just keep having these injuries, missing time, and then all of a sudden, like, you know what? For the next 4 or 5 years, he's going to be totally healthy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, is it possible that Matthew Stafford has been somewhat a victim of a sad sack franchise in Detroit that couldn't protect him or put enough help around him?
Absolutely, but he's a loser. Leave him where he's at. We don't want him, Skip.
Whoa, hold on. You keep on talking about sad sack. What about the Cowboys? What have the Cowboys been in the last 25 years?
Dak won a playoff game.
Oh, you hear him on? Now Dak won a playoff game. He just talked about Matthew Stafford spinning the ball, how B.A. said he could throw it, Aaron Rodgers.
I just hope that it's not over with Dak Prescott. He just signed with Anheuser-Busch and went right in the face of Jerry Jones because the official beer of the Dallas Cowboys is Coors.
Well, maybe he didn't want to drink the banquet beer. Okay. Maybe he wanted Anheuser-Busch.
I don't know, but it feels like they've gone to war.
Maybe he got some backdoor. Maybe he got a little backdoor deal with Anheuser-Busch since the Cowboys. That's gonna make up for that $42 million.
Yeah, maybe he liked Clydesdale. Maybe they promised him a Clydesdale, Skip. I don't know.
I don't either. But I just want this over. I'm with you. If I have my choice, I'm taking Dak. But if you somehow convince me that it's never going to get done, that it's never going to be right, that they'll never have a middle ground in this negotiation, it's only gone on for 2 years. Right. Well, what's plan B? I'll take Stafford as a plan B.
Plan B is get a new quarterback. I can't. You don't say I'm gonna get this. Skip, you didn't say I'm gonna get this Bentley, and then if I couldn't get this Bentley, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Ford Taurus.
Yeah, you ain't cut no corner with me. With Ernestine. Hey, Ernestine saying, Skip, can I get a Bentley? Well, if I don't get a Bentley, what about a Chrysler Sebring? Oh, what? You better get out of my face.
Skip, Ernestine wasn't going for that.
Exactly.
No, she wasn't. But by the way, that phrase from Stephen Jones about I'm not cutting corners, it had double meaning because I think he did cut a corner He cut you, right? Eventually.
No. If we talk about that situation, I got 3 contracts from the Dallas Cowboys.
I
thought that it was time for me to move on, and they were moving in a different direction. They're bringing in Chris Richard, and I kind of got ahead of myself. I thought the grass was greener instead of going to get a water hose and watering my grass over there and getting to work. Getting the weeds out. Live and learn.
Well, I'm going to say whose side I'm on. Who's ever going to send me 50 cases of beer, Anheuser-Busch or Coors, which one? Whoever going to send me the beer, that's whose side I'm on, Dak or Jerry's.
Well, fortunately for you, I don't think you drink beer.
But I got a party coming. I got a party coming.
Okay.
Yep.
You do?
Super Bowl party?
Yeah.
Yep.
In masks, right? Everybody's in masks.
No, I ain't going to have 2 people at my house. Ain't no Super Bowl party in the crib.
No, you're okay.
Oh,
Darn,
no.
I was hoping for a quick invite. No. Distanced? All right, I'll move on. Orlando, we appreciate your time. Stay well. We'll check in with you soon.
He really had nobody. He had what I think 2 1,000-yard rushers in Joyce Bell and Reggie Bush. He had Megatron for 8-9 years. He had the singing cowboy, Roy Williams. Golden Tate. So don't make it seem like Matthew Stafford hadn't had any offensive weapons, Skip, now. So I don't get it. I get it. The arm talent, and he can throw from different platforms. He still can throw the ball 65, 70 yards, Skip. But I agree with O on this one.